Welcome. Today we're looking at the top 3 rare United States of America 1-dime coins, each recognized for their unique mint marks, special conditions, and the collectible value they carry. Some of these dimes became rare because of extremely low mintages, while others gained importance due to surviving in high-grade condition or featuring striking variations that make them stand out in the coin world. From early silver issues to scarce mint-marked varieties, these rare dimes continue to surprise collectors with their rising value and historical significance. Get ready to explore these special 1-dime coins that could be hiding in collections or even everyday change. Let's get started. First up, the 1991 United States 1-dime with the P mint mark. Even though it is a common circulation coin, collectors still value pieces in very fine condition because they represent a nice blend of age, design preservation, and everyday history. The 1991 P dime belongs to the long-running Roosevelt dime series, a design that has been used since 1946. This series honors President Franklin Delano Roosevelt, whose leadership during the Great Depression and World War II left a lasting legacy on the United States. The obverse features the famous left-facing portrait of Roosevelt. On very fine examples, you can still see the sharpness in his hairlines, the eye, the nose, and the chin. These details may show wear, but they remain clearly visible and attractive at this grade. Above the portrait is the word Liberty, a symbol of American identity. On circulated coins, the letters may look slightly softened, but on a very fine coin, the word remains strong and easy to read, retaining much of its original boldness from the mint. On the left of the portrait is the phrase, "In God We Trust," which has appeared on American coins for generations. On coins that have seen heavy circulation, these letters flatten, but on a very fine example from 1991, most of the text remains crisp and legible. The date, 1991, sits near the bottom of the obverse. On this coin, the numbers are usually well preserved, even after years of use. Very fine condition means the digits are clear, sharp, and only show mild signs of friction or faint wear. Just above the date, you'll find the P mint mark, indicating that this dime was minted at the Philadelphia Mint. Philadelphia is the oldest mint facility in the United States and produces large quantities of circulating coins, including dimes. The reverse of the 1991 dime features a classic American design, a lit torch at the center, symbolizing liberty, flanked by an olive branch on the left, meaning peace, and an oak branch on the right, representing strength. Together, these symbols tell a story of American values. Above the design on the reverse is the inscription, United States of America, proudly representing the nation responsible for the coin's creation. On very fine examples, the letters remain strong and easy to read, though slightly worn. Beneath the design sits the Latin motto, E pluribus unum, which means, out of many, one. Even after years in pockets, wallets, and cash drawers, the letters still show nicely on a well-preserved circulated example. The bottom of the reverse is the denomination, 1 dime. These words are among the deepest parts of the design, so they remain readable on nearly all circulated examples, but very fine condition ensures that they still look crisp and complete. The rim of the coin, although sometimes lightly worn, usually remains clear in very fine condition. A strong rim helps protect the design over the decades, and the 1991 dime's rim still frames the artwork beautifully even after circulation. The edge of the coin is reeded with tiny vertical grooves. On very fine coins, the majority of these grooves remain visible. Some flattening occurs naturally over time, but a nice amount of texture remains on better preserved examples. The 1991 dime is made from a copper-nickel clad composition, an outer layer of 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a core of pure copper. This mixture gives the coin its signature silver-like shine, which still appears faintly in very fine condition. Collectors appreciate very fine coins because they strike a perfect balance. They have enough where to show they circulated, but also enough detail remaining to reveal the artistry of the design. The Roosevelt series especially looks elegant at this grade. The 1991 P dime is not considered rare, but condition always matters. Coins that are heavily worn have little collector appeal, but nicer examples with sharp details are still desirable for album sets, type collections, and year-by-year collections. This coin has now been around for over 3 decades, which means it has likely traveled through countless hands, stores, banks, and transactions. Every scratch, mark, and bit of friction tells a piece of its silent history, and in very fine condition, the coin still holds a pleasant, even color. The surface may show tiny marks or rubs, but overall, the coin retains an attractive appearance suitable for both beginners and experienced collectors. Roosevelt dimes continue to be an entry point for many new coin collectors. They are inexpensive, easy to find, and full of interesting details. Studying a coin from 1991 helps beginners understand how wear affects different parts of a design. The obverse shows the highest points of Roosevelt's portrait wearing down first, especially the cheekbone, forehead, and hair. Noticing how these areas flatten helps collectors learn to grade coins more accurately. On the reverse, the torch's flame tips, the leaves of the olive branch, and the acorns of the oak branch show the earliest and most noticeable signs of wear. A very fine coin still shows these features clearly enough for them to stand out. This dime reminds collectors that even everyday coins can hold beauty and historical value. A piece like this might appear ordinary to someone unfamiliar with coin collecting, but its preserved details make it appealing to enthusiasts. The 1991 dime also tells part of the story of American currency during the late 20th century, a time when the U.S. Mint produced mass quantities of reliable, durable coins that continue to serve the economy today. Because so many dimes are used daily for decades, finding older examples in nice condition is more difficult than it seems. Coins from the early 1990s often appear heavily worn, so a very fine example stands out in a group of circulated coins. This coin is especially ideal for collectors building full Roosevelt dime, date, and mint mark sets. The 1991 P is a necessary piece in the long-running series, and having it in a better grade increases the overall quality of the collection. Very fine circulated coins also appeal to collectors who appreciate authenticity. Instead of shining, untouched mint-state pieces, these coins show a life of actual use while maintaining dignity and beauty. The 1991 dime is often found in pocket change, but finding one in very fine condition requires patience. Most examples show heavy wear, scratches, or dull surfaces, making better examples desirable. As you examine your coin, notice the balance of wear and detail. This is what makes the very fine grade so attractive. The coin is visibly circulated but still holds strong definition, making it visually appealing and historically meaningful. Coins like this help us appreciate how small objects can carry decades of history. Whether used to buy snacks, pay meters, or make change, each dime plays a role in everyday American life. Next up, the United States of America 1999 1 dime with the P mint mark, found in rusty condition. Even though this is a recent coin, its condition and appearance make it a fascinating piece to discuss for collectors and coin enthusiasts. The 1999 P dime belongs to the long-running Roosevelt dime series, a design that has been used continuously since 1946. This coin honors President Franklin D. Roosevelt, a leader whose influence on American history remains deeply respected. Even in worn or rusty condition, his portrait stands as a symbol of commitment and strength. On the obverse, Roosevelt's profile faces left, capturing the thoughtful expression that defines the series. Rust, discoloration, and natural oxidation may soften the details on your coin, affecting the hairlines, cheek, and jawline. Even so, the portrait remains recognizable and iconic. Above the portrait is the bold word, Liberty, representing the core American value. On a rusty coin, the letters may appear slightly darkened or uneven, but they still maintain their place as an important part of the design. To the left side, the phrase, "In God We Trust," is visible, although rust marks or surface stains might partially cover some of the lettering. Even with imperfections, this motto remains a meaningful part of the coin's message. The date, 1999, sits near the bottom of the obverse. On rusty coins, this area often shows discoloration around the digits, but the numbers are usually still readable. The aging effect gives the coin a more rugged, weathered character. Above the date is the P mint mark, showing that this dime was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. The P mint mark is the most common for Roosevelt dimes in modern years, but condition plays a big role in making individual coins stand out. The reverse of the 1999 dime continues the classic design, a lit torch at the center, symbolizing liberty. On a rusty coin, the flame and the torch handle may show dark patches, losing some sharpness but still retaining the overall shape. To the left of the torch is an olive branch, representing peace. When rust affects the coin, the leaves may lose clarity, blending into the background or showing rough texture where corrosion has formed. On the right side of the torch, the oak branch symbolizes strength and independence. In rusty condition, the oak leaves and acorns may look darker or have pitted surfaces, but the general form stays visible. Around the top of the reverse is the inscription, United States of America. Rust spotting often appears around the raised lettering, making it look uneven or stained, but the text remains readable and intact. The motto, E pluribus unum, meaning out of many, one, sits beneath the branches. Rust across the center of the coin can create a wider dull patch here, but most letters still hold their shape. At the bottom of the design, the words, 1 dime, identify the denomination. This area tends to keep its detail even when the coin rusts because it sits deeper in the metal. Still, discoloration around the rim is common. The rim of the coin may show heavy rust buildup, which is typical when coins have been exposed to moisture or carried for long periods in humid environments. The rust may cause dark brown or orange spots around the edges. The reeded edge of the coin, normally filled with tiny grooves, may also show signs of corrosion. Some grooves flatten, while others remain sharp. Rust often creates a rough texture along the edge, giving the coin a rugged appearance. The 1999 dime is made from copper-nickel-clad metal, which normally resists corrosion, but coins that spend time in wet soil, pockets, or metal containers can still develop rust-like stains, even if not true rust like iron. These stains add a unique look to circulated coins. Collectors tend to prefer clean, shiny examples, but coins in rusty or damaged condition still tell fascinating stories about where they have been. The marks and discoloration reflect years of circulation and environmental exposure. Even though this coin is not rare, finding one with unusual coloring or a rusty appearance can make it visually interesting. Every imperfection becomes part of its history and personality, making it fun to analyze. The Roosevelt dime design is simple yet meaningful. Even when wear and rust settle into the surface, the torch and branches remain clear enough to appreciate the symbolism behind the artwork. Rusty condition coins can also help new collectors learn about environmental damage and how coins react to different elements. Studying these features can build grading skills and deepen understanding of coin preservation. When examining your 1999 dime, notice where the rust is most concentrated. The darker patches often form around lettering, near the rim, and in the fields where the metal is smooth. This helps show how moisture interacts with the coin's surface. Some rusty coins show pitting, where tiny holes appear in the metal surface. This type of corrosion gives the coin texture and can make certain areas look rough or grainy, further altering the original appearance. The obverse portrait of Roosevelt may show uneven coloration as rust spreads across the fields. This can create contrast between darker and lighter areas, giving the coin a mottled or spotted appearance. The reverse design sometimes develops a darker tone overall, especially around the torch flame and branches. These areas may hold moisture longer, causing deeper discoloration. Although rusty condition lowers collector value, it increases the storytelling value. This coin may have been dropped outdoors, exposed to humidity, or stored improperly, each event contributing to its current look. Coins like this serve as a reminder that not all collectible coins need to be mint state or shiny. Some collectors appreciate the natural aging and environmental wear that gives each coin a unique appearance. The 1999 P dime continues to circulate today, meaning it still plays a role in everyday transactions. Finding one in rusty condition shows how long a coin can remain in use despite environmental challenges. Even with rust spots, this dime maintains its structure and design. The minting quality of U.S. coins ensures that even worn or damaged coins can remain functional for decades. As you hold your coin, consider how many hands it may have passed through over the last quarter century. Each scratch, stain, and mark tells part of its long journey across cities, stores, pockets, and cash registers. Rusty coins also remind collectors of the importance of proper storage. Protecting coins from moisture, dirt, and chemicals preserves their beauty and helps them remain collectible far into the future. Despite its worn and rusty appearance, this 1999 dime still represents an important period in American coinage. The late 1990s saw high mint production and continued use of classic designs, preserving tradition even in modern times. This coin may not be rare or highly valuable, but it carries character, history, and lessons that collectors can appreciate. Rusty condition gives it a unique visual texture, setting it apart from standard circulated examples. Next up, the United States of America 1 dime from 1995 with a D mint mark, found in good condition. This coin may look ordinary at first glance, but it holds more stories than people realize. From its minting location to its metal composition and collector interest, there's a lot to uncover. The 1995 D dime was struck at the Denver Mint, one of the most productive U.S. mint facilities in the nation. Denver coins are known for their sharp strikes and high-quality mass production. This coin carries the iconic portrait of President Franklin D. Roosevelt, a design that has been in use since 1946 and remains one of the most recognizable U.S. coin designs ever created. The obverse of your coin, even in good condition, shows Roosevelt's profile, the mint mark D, and the year 1995 clearly enough for collectors to verify authenticity. Turning the coin over, the reverse features the classic torch in the center, symbolizing liberty, flanked by olive and oak branches that represent peace and strength. Even in good condition, the details of these elements are still visible, though softer than in higher grades like very fine or mint state. Collectors look at several factors when determining the value of a circulated Roosevelt dime, including luster, strike clarity, wear pattern, and overall eye appeal. Because your coin is in good condition, it shows moderate wear but retains its shape and most major design elements. Good condition coins often come from years of use in circulation, meaning this dime has probably traveled across many hands and states. The 1995 D dime is made of a copper-nickel clad composition, giving it durability and the familiar silver-gray color typical of modern U.S. dimes. Due to the enormous number of dimes produced in 1995, most circulated examples are common, but some collectors still look for them for date and mint mark sets. Denver minted over 1 billion dimes that year, making this a coin with extremely high mintage, but still interesting to collectors who appreciate everyday history. Even though your coin does not fall into the rare category, it still carries value as a collectible piece for beginners and series completists. Coins in good condition can be an excellent starting point for new collectors because they offer affordability and historical appeal. This coin also represents a period when U.S. coinage was transitioning into the modern digital engraving era, making 1990s coins an interesting study. Collectors often appreciate coins like this for their simple but strong design, especially when examining how the portrait of Roosevelt has evolved through wear. Many beginners ask whether a good condition 1995 D dime can be worth big money. Generally, the answer is no, unless it has an error. Error varieties such as off-center strikes, double dies, or missing clad layers can make this date more valuable, but they are extremely uncommon. Even without errors, this coin tells a story that makes it worthy of being featured in collections focused on modern dimes. Because the coin is already in good condition, careful storage can prevent further wear and preserve its value as part of a date mint mark lineup. A simple coin flip, small coin envelope, or even a protective binder page can help maintain its appearance for years to come. Collectors enjoy examining circulated coins like this for signs of circulation history, such as subtle rim flattening or smoothness in the fields. The 1995 D dime also connects directly to American economic history, representing everyday transactions in the mid-1990s. This was a decade full of major technological and cultural changes, and coins from that period reflect an important era of transition. Good condition coins often show light scratches and metal discoloration, reminders of the years they spent in pockets, drawers, and cash registers. Your coin's condition may not be rare, but it still holds symbolic and sentimental value as part of the long-running Roosevelt dime series. This dime also serves as a great educational piece for learning how to grade circulated coins based on wear and strike quality. For new collectors, examining coins like this builds essential skills in identifying mint marks and understanding coin circulation patterns. Your 1995 D dime is a small but meaningful piece of American numismatic history, offering insight into everyday money and its journey through time. If you're building a full Roosevelt dime set, this coin is an important date to include, especially with the Denver mint mark clearly visible.